deal cards, play roulette, lots of other kinds of games that are no longer used in gambling games that are no longer used in Vegas because the odds are too good for the player. But this was this hotel and casino opened in 1941, and it was also the first theme resort. And you can't really tell the theme. You used to be able to. They used to be able to see some. They painted the wall. You used to be able to some faded cowboys and horses and stuff. But it was like all the early casinos in Las Vegas, in that it was a dude ring. It was all about cowboys. It was all about the West. And so you came here and you rode horses, but you weren't gambling. You did cowboy stuff. What made the Las Vegas Resort possible was in 1931 they elected a governor named Fred Balzar. And Fred Balzar was he was a tough guy. He was a toothless guy. He was a miner. He was from Virginia City, and he liked to gamble, and he thought that gambling, which was illegal at the time. There'd been a brief period. Go back. There'd been a brief period at the turn of the century, like around 1900, where there was gambling everywhere. And in 1909, the state of Nevada outlawed gambling. That doesn't mean gambling stopped. It just means it was illegal. And so there were illegal casinos all over Nevada. But in 1931, Governor Fred Balzar signed into law legalized gambling. There were two things that changed Las Vegas. One was legalized gambling, and one was you could get married without a blood test. You know, fuck syphilis, we don't care. So people that wanted to get married really fast could come here and get married overnight. And so those two things are what built up Las Vegas. This hotel was built in 1941. You know how many of the casinos in Las Vegas were owned by different mobs? The New York mob, the New Orleans mob, the Kansas City mob. And the reason they were is they had gambling operations back east, you know, and so when it became possible to move gambling operations here, they could move whatever they could move it here, be legal, and still continue their illegal gambling operations, but they had people who knew gambling. And so this particular hotel was owned by the leader of the Minneapolis mob. Did you know there was a Minneapolis mob? And his name was Kid Can. He was eventually assassinated, as almost all of them were. But in 1945, it was bought away from Kid Can by, I think they left him an interest in it, but it was bought by Bugsy Siegel, Gus Greenbaum, and Meyer Lansky. All of them were major mobsters who would continue to be active in Vegas for many years. Gus Greenbaum would be assassinated in Phoenix in the late 50s. But Gus Greenbaum was Caesar's Palace and many of the casinos. I think obviously they squeezed him out. They saw that he created something good. They squeezed him out. They took over this place. Jackie Gahn, who was one of the great small casino operators, had a chain of small casinos. He bought this place in 1963 and moved into the penthouse and lived there until his death in I think 2014. So, and by the way, the Jackie Gahn penthouse is available for, you can stay there for kind of like a $0.50. And it's pretty amazing. I think they have pictures of it online. Does anybody stand at the upper chest?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How is it? Is it
Nice.
They've fixed it up, right?
It's pretty cool.
They've renovated it. Are you standing in the whole park?
Yes, yeah, yeah, these are opposing the wall in the hallway. It's kind of cool. It's everywhere.
Yeah, so this is the original place. Now, there were many Western resorts new ranch type resorts. There are, Las Vegas has changed so much since 1941. There are really only 3 properties left. There are 4 properties left that are sort of unchanged old Vegas properties. One of them would be Harrah's on the center. Harrah's is still there, still the same as the building. The Imperial Palace structure is still there, and it's become Link. It's owned by Caesar's Palace. So that doesn't really count because the Imperial Palace was the only Asian resort in Las Vegas. We got rid of the Asian people. No white the Flamingo, the original Bugsy Siegel resort, is still there. Tropicana will be coming down on Wednesday. It will be demolished 3 days from now. And the Stratosphere is still there, the big tower. Those are all from old Vegas, meaning, the 50s and before. But this place is amazing. What I love is their marquee on Fremont Street, which I don't think they've ever changed. It's just gambling. Like we didn't know what to try. Now, I asked everybody this last year, so I'm going to ask you guys, do you want to see, Las Vegas is Spanish words for the meadows, and it was the reason people stopped here, as opposed to any other place in the Mojave Desert, is that there were springs here, and it was on the old Spanish Trail that went all the way from wherever, Santa Fe, I think, all the way to LA, and so it was a great place to stop because they had water. Now, the original springs are why it was called Las Vegas. The original springs are about 5-minute walk from here. There is nothing to see. Would you like to stand on the side of the original springs? We know this from archaeologists. We know where the original springs were. If you want to walk, last year both groups wanted to walk to the original springs. So, anybody wants to walk to the original springs?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes,
Sure.
All right. Now, please don't be disappointed. We're going to walk to the original springs and stand there for a minute, and then I will talk some more about the early days of Las Vegas. Okay? So we're going to go. The parking lot is over here on the left. We're going to walk through that parking lot. The springs are going to be on the other side of the parking lot. So that parking lot is going to be so.
Are we going together?
Hey guys, thanks for watching. We're on Joe Bob's walking tour. So we're learning some Las Vegas history with the man, the myth, Joe Bob Briggs. Let's go ahead and jaywalk some. Can't arrest us all.
That's why. It's cool. Yeah, well, it's kind of mine. Like, I was a little kid in the 70s, and so I remember seeing the trailers on TV for that, and eventually, when they were on, as late night movies, my dad would stay up and watch them, so I would stay up and watch them. But
What better person to tour Las Vegas with and learn history than with Joe Bob Briggs? So this is pretty awesome. So we're currently on Fremont Street We started at the El Cortez, and now we're making our way to the next stop. Smash that like button, guys. Help the video get out to other people that may want to watch. Joe Bob's a pretty fast walker. I'll get you guys could be here with us. The drive-in Jamboree was pretty awesome. Last night was Universal Monsters Night, so watched all the classics. It's quite the experience.
See better.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Original streets were in Rachel's kitchen, and this used to be Brazilian bombshell waxing. Brazilian bombshell waxing so between this place and Rachel's kitchen, that's where the original springs were. Archaeologists at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas have determined that original springs have been used up to drive up the lawn. You can see that way. This is a 3 months ago, so over night. That way. This is Las Vegas. I think we have a car. If you drive on the Bruce Woodbury Belt Road, you will see many interesting things. If you stop at the historical markers, especially stop at the one for tourist things, you'll find all these things that are like, when you go back, in some cases, millions of things. It's awesome. It's awesome. But the first, white people that came here because they weren't eating, so they were not eating. John C. Fremont, the explorer and military officer, in 1844, and then in 1852, the Mormons came in. The Mormons really risked their lives to get from the Muddy River to Las Vegas, about 50 miles. No water. Group of them arrived and built the Mormon Fort. If you go a few blocks this way, you can see the remains of the Mormon Fort. It's still there. It's a good fort. They built it really well. Then William Brinkhurst, a Mormon fanatic, brought a large group of Mormons here to evangelize the Indians, teach them to farm, and mainly just make sure everybody becomes Mormon. And then also to, they had researched what one of the 12 tribes that they went to in ancient times, and they tried to restore the 12 tribes so that, I think, so that Jesus would come. So anyway, the Mormons came with a big mission. They were here. They couldn't survive. Their crops failed. kids weren't that interested in them. There was never any war, never any Native American deaths. But they eventually left and went back to Salt Lake City. Now, they would come here many times over the years, and much of the land in Las Vegas today is owned by the Mormon Church. And so it might be a gambling establishment, but the land underneath it is Mormon land.
So is the Mormon church getting rent?
Yeah. Almost all the land, a lot of the land is either Mormons or Howard Hughes. So, another place that you're going to take that tour of the outer reaches of Vegas. Stop at Spring Mountain Ranch, which is now a state park. Just go over there and look at anything you want. Spring Mountain Ranch was the original ranch for this whole area. In the early 1800s, before the Mormons started, it wasn't really kind of ranch where a lot of people live on it. It was kind of ranch where they used it. You know, they were living in other places. And then it became kind of a famous stopping place. You were traveling through the desert, way west. There was a guy that owned the ranch called Stewart. He died, his wife took it over. Helen Stewart's her hacienda was where you would stop to water your horses, to eat, to everything. So she was sort of the first business in Las Vegas. You knew that if you came through this part of the world, that was the only place to stop and sleep and eat and refresh your horses and all that stuff. And by the way, I'm going to point out things that we're too far away from, and so you should see while you're here if you're new to Vegas. That one, in that direction, you go all the way down to the Sahara Hotel. Across the street from the Sahara Hotel is the Bonanza souvenir shop. And that's a souvenir shop. It's one of the oldest souvenir shops and the biggest. And it was for a time in the. You don't even remember who Marilyn Chambers?
Oh yeah.
Marilyn Chambers was one of the first porn stars. She did a show upstairs at the Bonanza souvenir shop for many years after she had retired from porn. Also, we will pass Donna Maria Tamales, great old Vegas lunch. We will pass Tiffany's Cafe, old Vegas night. So we were staying in these places Fremont Street Experience, which all of you, I guess, have seen by now. No? I put a canopy over Fremont Street all the way from Main Street to here. And so all of the businesses and hotels that are on Fremont Street, which is the oldest part of Las Vegas, got under this canopy so that they could kind of recover some of the business that they lost to the Strip, the big resorts in the Strip. These little hotels, little casinos. And they did that in the 90s. Many of the old-timers, the old-timers that ran these little casinos were against it. They thought it was Disneyland shit. And they didn't want to do it. but they got in such bad financial straits that they decided to do it. It was a success. It was definitely a success. More people came. More people felt safe down here. More people felt like they could go to these little casinos. They wouldn't get hustled. And so the canopy is sort of like a thing that says, you can come here and we won't beat you up and we won't steal your money. So the Al-Cortez, you'll notice, did not participate. They were the first one notified it. Let me just say, all right, I'm going to do that right. So we're going to walk down to Fremont Street.
Thank you.
And make a left. And we're going to go to go up about 4 blocks. So we're going to go up about 2 blocks. We're going to stop at the downtown container park. And I will tell you about that and how that happened. That's a great little story. Okay, so as you walk down Fremont, you'll notice that there's a lot of boarded up places. We were here 3 years ago. Everything was boarded up and all the way from here to about the next 20 blocks. So this was an absolute rundown. And then it's come back. So let's go to Fremont Street, go down 2 blocks.
I love this kind of stuff. Yeah.
All right, guys, making our way down. Making our way. Hope everyone's having a great day. Making our way to the container park. The container park's pretty fun. Yep, so.
Oh yeah, me too. I think everyone is.
Good afternoon, everyone from Las Vegas.
I feel like if anyone did try to fuck with the fans would be really
Try my best not to melt in the sun. But hey, it's a small sacrifice to make.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But they're not yet.
All right, coming around this way.
That's just fine. Yeah.
It's just you're gonna be sweaty and clenched.
Having fun in Vegas with Joe Bob.
My Fremont Street experience.
They can't get us all.
Inevitably end with the italic sex workers.
Yeah.
Every time. I've never been in the day.
All right. You made it across the street. Can't wait to get some evil pie later. One of my favorite pizza spots. Everyone's enjoying a great drive-in experience. Oh man, it's been a fun weekend, guys. Absolutely great first Jamboree. Met a lot of great people, and sad to see the last little bit of the Jamboree come to an end, but soaking up as much of it as possible. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. All right, making our way. We're walking. Oh, glad to be back in the shade for a bit. Yeah, can't wait for next year's. Hopefully there will be one next year because I had a great time. Especially, first night seeing John Carpenter, the three Scream Queens, last night's Finguli. That was a lot of fun. Plus, I've never seen a majority of the Universal films in theaters. So, I've only seen like Frankenstein. So the fact that I could see like the Wolfman, Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein, it's like a dream come true. Kind of sad I missed out on The Creature last night. It's one of my favorites. Alright, but we're making it. Almost to the container park. Thankfully, it's not too much traffic right now, so we're just jaywalking with the best of them. Up here at the container park.
What took its place?
I'm not sure it's right. There was the Sahara, and then the next one north was the Sahara, and then across the street on the other side was the Stardust. And the Stardust was the big sports book place. They set the odds for the whole world for many years, and and the Stardust guy is the guy Robert De Niro plays in the movie. The guy who ran the Stardust. Okay, about 20 years ago, how many people have used Zappos.com to buy shoes? Zappos.com, okay. The guy who created Zappos.com was a guy named Tony C. H-S-I-E-H, Asian name, Tony C. And Tony became enamored of Las Vegas. And he thought that everyone in Silicon, he was a big mover in Silicon Valley. He was part of the Burning Man, people who put on the Burning Man event. He was definitely up-to-date guy. He was a modern guy. And he thought that Silicon Valley should move to Las Vegas because he found the business climate here and everything else about it to be more amenable to what Silicon Valley people were doing than what did he call those counties south of San Francisco? So he moved Zappos.com here. He bought the old City Hall building, put Zappos.com in there. He created other businesses. He created programs for artists to come here from all over the world. He created this container park, which is one of the first ones where you take the shipping containers and you turn that into shops. And for about at least 5 years, this whole area was being developed. Every single block was going to be developed into Tony C's vision for the future of Vegas. The Chamber of Commerce loved him. The mayor loved him. He was making deals like crazy. Well, we were past where these homeless people are. We were past the gate that was going to be a big Tony C development. And the gate, once we built the gate, we didn't build anything else. Tony C died of either a overdose or a suicide. No one is quite sure. When he was on the East Coast, and I think it's been maybe 8 years ago, and all this stuff collapsed. It was based on one man's vision for Vegas. Many people have done it. Many people have fallen in love with Las Vegas, decided to turn it into something else, and left. Now, who benefits from that? Las Vegas benefits. That's the business version of high rollers. They come in and they're ready to spend and they're ready to settle and they're ready to build things. And Las Vegas has perfected the art of making those guys feel great and good, treating them like high rollers. The Chamber of Commerce here is not like the Chamber of Commerce anywhere else. You tell them you want to build something here, okay, you're comped. You're comped everywhere. and so Tony C is kind of a sad case because the container park, I guess, is still hanging in there. And some of the other things that he brought to Las Vegas, the Arts District, he went to the Arts District, it's kind of run down, but it's still there, it's happening. And so Tony C added to the vibe, whatever you call it, of Vegas. And actually, his vision all this wasted land right in the center of Vegas. And he had a mission for what to do with it, but unfortunately, he liked the party. And he was one of those Burning Man guys. And Silicon Valley and Burning Man are very closely tied. He was trying to bring all of that ethic, all of that pride to Las Vegas. And for a while, he did. That's it. Now we're going to go 2 more blocks to the Atomic Cafe.
Hello, Ethan. All right, next stop, travelers.
Yeah.
Interesting. It'll be a real experience. But this place has a small back lane. Yeah, I think the first was actually used. Well, we have some $1 million. I saw all well, this the Western is the hotel they ended up at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the end of it, where they were sitting there and they're like down on their luck and everything, and they're weighing up the options. It was actually here at the Western. That'd be cool. It's either Western or Elkhorn. I could be wrong. See the one standing up. They just had
All right, walking, walking, walking. See, I think he said the Atomic Cafe, so looking forward to that. It's a nice hot day, guys. At least there's a breeze, so I'll take that. Got some mural action here. Love a good mural. Oh, we're back in the shade. Relief. Again, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. We're doing the Joe Bob Jamboree's Las Vegas walking tour.
They've already paved over that.
Alright, we'll probably go to the next stop and then I may stop the stream after that. I wanted to give you guys an idea of the walking tour.
Okay, everybody here? Atomic Records is a cocktail bar that has Las Vegas tavern license #1. First tavern license offered, but it's famous for another reason. And by the way, it's still a cool place to like go and have a drink, you know. If you look in that direction, basically over that building, well, you won't be able to see anything, but about 30 miles in that direction, maybe closer, 25 miles in that direction, is Frenchman's Flat. Okay, Frenchman's Flat was ground zero for nuclear testing. Okay, now in the late 40s and early 50s, President Truman and then President Eisenhower were looking for a place to do nuclear testing. Most people didn't want nuclear testing in their state. Nevada, on the other hand, had a senator named Pat McCarran who actively lobbied for the nuclear test program to come to Frenchman's Flat. And the town of Mercury, Nevada was created at Frenchman's Flat for the workers in the nuclear testing program. To this day, you cannot enter Mercury, Nevada. It's a completely closed off city. It's a high security gates around it. Nobody can go in there. But nevertheless, there were many people, I don't know how many hundreds there were, but there were many people living in Mercury, Nevada, in charge of Frenchman's Flat. When they did a nuclear test, it's supposed to be secret. No one's supposed to know. Everybody in Las Vegas knew exact time that the next nuclear test was coming. I guess because the people of Mercury, Nevada talk too much. So everyone would gather, or the people that could get in, would gather on the roof of the common building because it was the best viewing point for the mushroom cloud. And so you would look off this way, you would get a perfect view of the mushroom cloud. You would order some more cocktails, and sometimes Miss Atomic Bomb, which was a beauty pageant, was held there a couple of times. And Miss Atomic Bomb became such a big thing that Miss Atomic Bomb would show up on all the atomic testing days. There were 928 atomic tests between 1951 and 1992. Now, I think in '92 they stopped doing them above ground. I think they still do tests. I think the last above ground test was 1992. So there's nothing to see from the roof of the Atomic Liquors cocktail bar. But many famous people, I mean, their wall is full of, you know, Sinatra, the Rat Pack. Everybody knew about this bar. Everybody was in there. In the movie Casino, it's the bar where Nicky Santoro, played by Joe Pesci, hangs out. Robert De Niro character in Casino was based on, his name in the movie is Ace Rothstein. It was based on Frank Rosenthal, who was the owner, he was the manager of Stardust. He was the guy who set the odds for all sports events all over the world. You know, the opening line every day came from the Stardust in the days that he ran it. And he was the guy who hung out here. And Tony Spilatro, Anthony the Ant Spilatro, was the last gangster to run any level of business in Las Vegas. Anthony the Ant Spilatro was found in an Indiana cornfield in 1989. His body was found in an Indiana cornfield in 1989. The cornfield was very close to Chicago, and the end of mob ownership in Las Vegas ended. Anthony Spilatro's lawyer, Oscar Goodman, became the mayor. And was the mayor for 10 years, and then he was so popular that his wife became the mayor. She served for 10 years. I think only recently she maxed out her time, and so we now have a non-Goodman family leadership. The only part of this whole area that can be called Las Vegas is the area we're in. The Fremont Street, the streets around Fremont Street, that's Las Vegas. All those resorts that are on the strip, they're not in Las Vegas. They are in, you might see on your credit card receipt, Paradise, Nevada. Where is that? I didn't go to Paradise, Nevada. Winchester, Nevada. Those are little towns that are formed just for the benefit of the casinos. Every city council member is a casino executive. And so that's to avoid taxation problems, other kind of problems that they don't want. They want the strip to remain as part of the county, part of Clark County, but they don't want to be part of the city of Las Vegas. So the city of Las Vegas basically has the same boundaries that it had 50 years ago and that's why, you know, they have such a problem promoting these little businesses. You know, the largest business here is the Golden Nugget. They probably just have about 1,000 rooms. You know, they have problems promoting this because it became uncool to do all this stuff on the strip. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? Oh yeah, so Fremont Street is also Boulder Highway. Goes to the city of Boulder. And Boulder is where the workers live. It was created for the workers who built the Hoover Dam. Have you been to the Hoover Dam? Yeah, we have. Then you probably heard this story. But the Hoover Dam, which was also called the Boulder Dam, some people call it the Boulder Dam, but even though it wasn't in Boulder, it was called the Boulder Dam. About 19, they passed a law in the Herbert Hoover administration, they were going to build it to create water for the West. And Herbert Hoover signed it, so it became known as the Hoover Dam because they had a huge celebration in Las Vegas. And the people started pouring in immediately to try to get all the jobs, all the construction jobs on the dam. And they created this town in Boulder, Colorado, where there was alcohol is illegal, gambling is illegal. They didn't want the workers doing that. That helped Las Vegas a lot because where did they go on their payday? You know, they were down here on Fremont Street. So the Hoover Dam is one of the most amazing construction projects anywhere in the world, and it came in a year early and under budget. It's the last time a construction project in America has come in early and under budget. As a matter of fact, somebody did a study between trying to do the Hoover Dam today. They did it in 6 years. 6 years they built it. Somebody did a study if you tried to do it today with the system that we have today. It would take 9 years just to get the environmental permits. And so that's why I don't want to be real right wing on this, but that's sort of why Germany and other countries are way ahead of us in construction. We've developed this system where nobody can build anything because they all go over budget, over budget because of bureaucracy and because of various regulations and laws that we, when we pass them, we think, oh, this is great, it's going to save this animal. And then when then 10 years later, it's like, where's the train? Where's the, So, different world today. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's like, in America, we're sort of like kind of set with our infrastructure. We can't do anything as visionary as that anymore. And of course, nobody would like it anyway, because they go, you shut down that river. Now here's the joke of Las Vegas. They got a water. Once it created Lake Mead, which is a great recreational place for Las Vegas. But the amount of water that Nevada is able to take out of the Colorado River because of the Hoover Dam is based on population in the population of the states of California, Arizona, and Nevada, and I think Colorado also, in 1935. Well, there was nobody here. They only have rights to about 1% of the water that comes out of the Colorado River today because of various treaties and arrangements that they're trying to preserve it. They're trying to preserve the water. And so I've never heard of, I have asked many people, what is Las Vegas going to do for water? And I haven't heard any good explanation of what they're going to do for water because they don't have the springs anymore. Or if they do have the springs, they're not getting at them. They only have this small allocation from the Colorado River. Obviously, everybody here has water. They're buying it somewhere. They're trading. They're making deals like people do in Vegas. They're going to make deals to get the water that they need. The people who run Vegas are the casino owners. And the casino owners always find a way. So whatever deals that they're making for water here, I guess, we just have to trust. They're not going to let the casinos go to hell. Same things with airlines. Every time the airport starts to get not as busy as they would like, they buy an airline. Or they invest in an airline. And so airlines like Allegiant, mostly casino money to run Allegiant because it brings people here directly from all these places that none of the other airlines want to fly from. And so the business community of Vegas is always looking at, they're always starting with the assumption is people do not want to come to the Mojave Desert unless we tell them why they need to come in here. And so that's the whole, that's why they're always pulling together like a football team to get these things done. Okay. We have all the time in the world. All the day of Vegas at 21st Street. If you have a car and you want to drive up there, I think the statue is still there. The Blue Onion Drive-In was at that corner, and it was a drive-in restaurant. It had 73 lanes of parking for cars, and it had a motel beside it called the Blue Angel Motel. And there's a famous Las Vegas statue called the Blue Angel statue that was created by Betty Willis. Betty Willis was the greatest neon designer who ever lived. She lived from 1923 to 2015. She worked for the Yesco Sign Company. The Yesco Sign Company does more neon for anybody around the world than any other company. They were formed in 1920. They're still going today, but they're no longer based in Las Vegas. They're based in Salt Lake City, but they have 88 office locations around the world. Actually, today it's owned by Samsung. Samsung bought it. If you go to 770 Las Vegas Boulevard North, which is going to go down here to 5th Street, and then go 7 blocks north, you got to see this before you leave Vegas. You got to see the Neon Boneyard. That's where they take the giant signs that no one is using anymore, and they put them out in the, for display here.
Going night.
Betty Willis designed the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. It's on the south end of Las Vegas Boulevard. She created a style of architecture called Dookie architecture, not Google, Dookie architecture, which is used in diners and particularly like Western flamboyant architecture. I also want to mention, if you continued up here to 11th Street on 9th, there's a drive-through wedding chapel called the Sure Thing. So it's one of 192 wedding chapels in Las Vegas. They do 130,000 weddings per year. We did one of them. The one of them that we did on my show is right under the canopy of Fremont Street Experience. The first wedding chapel you see, that's where we did that one on the show. Famous ones are We Kirk of the Heather at 231 South Las Vegas Boulevard, so it'll be that way. On Las Vegas Boulevard, look for it. Little Church of the West, right across the street from Mandalay Bay. These are the cool ones. And a little white chapel, which is at 1301 South Las Vegas Boulevard, and it's still open. Anybody like the Ilsa movies?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I mean,
Ilsa.
Diane Thorne.
Diane Thorne had a very popular wedding chapel. She's passed away now, so the wedding chapel's no longer there. She owned a very popular wedding chapel where she would dress up as Ilsa, yes, if she wanted to, and she would dress up as anything she wanted her to. I know for years a lot of horror fans would go to Diane Thorne's wedding chapel. All right, so let's see what else we have here. A lot of this stuff I just have to sort of talk about it. This is a good place to finish because it's in the shade. There's a place called